And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Portal, the Uncooperative Cake Acquisition Game. Now, I have actually never played either Portal or Portal 2, although if you get this game, it comes with a Portal 2 gift card for Steam, so I can play Portal 2 if I so desire. But I am coming at this board game from, I know a bit about Portal. It's hard to go on the internet and not find out about Portal or Portal 2. There's people who are fans of GLaDOS and all these different things that go on with Portal. I'll tell you what I do like, and that's cake, which, as far as I can tell, would make me a terrible person to actually play the game of Portal. But I like cake, and this game comes with cake pieces. Well, I don't know if that makes the game any good. It's from Cryptozoic, who often takes licenses and makes them into board games. To mixed results. So I didn't have high hopes for this game, but you never know. Might be good. Let's find out. So apparently this game's all about cake. That's right. Each player gets a whole bunch of pieces of cake of their color, 8 of them, and they are trying to get these pieces of cake onto the board. Doesn't really matter where they are on the board, but when each player also has test subjects, and when one player's test subjects are all off the board for whatever reason, they've been killed in various and horrible ways, at that point, whoever has the most cake pieces on the board wins. So you could even kill off your own pieces and then have the most cake on the board and you win. If there's a tie, then whoever has the most of these test subjects on the board is the actual winner of the game. So this board has kind of a video game scrolling thing to it. We start here with the new edge, and over here is the old edge, and you can see there's some portals there. And what's going to happen in this game is, on a player's turn, if they have any cards in their hand, which you won't have at the beginning, but you will, cards are two-sided, and you can play a card and do the special action on the card, or if you want to, you can just discard the card and basically use your portal gun, which lets you move these portals. These portals make it so that one spot is adjacent to another spot. So, like you would expect them to work. Once you play a card, though, you will discard it over here on this board, and it has a character card, which gives everyone a special ability. For example, this one here, the Opera Turret, once at the beginning of your turn, you can choose to incinerate 2 of your cake slices to immediately end the game. So, if you have extra cake slices on the board, you can decide to end the game. Incinerated cake is going to go here, and you don't want your cake to be incinerated. If someone's cake is completely incinerated, that's another way the game will end, although I don't think that will happen too often. So after you deploy a card, you then can take everybody from one spot and move them to an adjacent room. If you move only one person to an adjacent room, then you get to draw a card. So there's a definite advantage to doing that. Then you're going to activate one of these spots at the end of one of the rows. So there's 3 rows here. You'll activate one. If there's people in that one, and there's none at the beginning, but this will change very quickly. Whoever has the most people in that is going to get benefits from that. So each of these spots here has benefits. This will let you add 2 more test subjects over here to the new side of the board, and it also lets you put a piece of cake over there. And then once you're done with that, everybody who's on that tile is dead. All the test subjects are dead. If there's cake, the cake is incinerated. Other tokens like this portal and things would go back, move along with the tile. You then take the tile, you flip it over, so there's different symbols on it, and you'll place it at the end of any of the rows. Each row must have at least 3 in it, 3 of these rooms in it, but as time goes by, it's gonna be kind of weird on how this comes apart. There's different symbols. Most let you add more test subjects or cake. This one here lets you put out the companion cube. The companion cube distracts people. So if I might have the most people here, but if this one's activated, they're too busy looking at the cube to add 2 more test subjects and 2 more pieces of cake. And then there's also one that brings out the turret. And the turret, once he's on the board and players move him around, just kills all the test subjects in the room that he goes into. They have this token here. This is the room you activate, but I'm never really understood why I can't just say this is the room I'm activating and then activate it. And so that's the way the game works. Well, when you move for whatever reason, if there's cake in the room, you can pick up a piece of cake and move with that cake. It can be your own cake. It can be someone else's cake. And there are cards that let me move other people's pieces, and if I move them, they can go with cake also. Let me show you now. That's basically the game. Let me show you some of the activate cards. There's a turret card here, which lets you move the turret token. That's useful. Here you can move a test subject to an adjacent chamber. Here you can destroy something, or the companion cube. You can move all the test subjects from a single chamber to an adjacent chamber of your choosing. So there's different things like that. The special rules that they will bring into place. Here, at the start of your turn, you can kill one of your cake slices to get 3 test subjects. Here, you can place a companion cube anywhere. Here, at the start of your turn, you can move your cake slice to any chamber. Here, to get cake from an activated chamber, you must all be of the same color. And here, once at the start of a player's turn, you can move an opponent's test subject to an adjacent chamber. So these will be rules that will come in the game, and from what I'm told from people who play the game, these are all pretty much in the game, different characters and things from the game. Now, I like the pieces for this game. I like the different colors of cake, the cherry cake and the blue raspberry cake and the vanilla cake. And I don't know what purple is, grape cake, whatever. Anyhow, I do like those pieces. I like the test subjects. If there was any piece I didn't like, it was those tiles, because I like how they interlock, but when you're moving them, sometimes you have to like hold everything down and pull it out. Once the board got and you're pulling ones out that were closer to the middle, sometimes it was just kind of a pain to pick those up and move them around. Other than that, though, it's good. The cube looks great. The turret looks good. So I like how the game looks. The symbols are there, and the whole theme of the box, which is sardonic, mean humor, it comes through from the box. I mean, if you look at the picture here on the back of the box, you will wonder, why are these people look so horrifically like they're having no fun? And I'm told that that's all part of the theme. My co-host, Eric Summer on the Dice Tower, loves Portal for some unknown reason and says that this game has the theme there. But I'm coming at this, looking at this from a game perspective. And from a game perspective, it does well. There's a lot of things I like about this game, but I have to say, the whole game comes across as kind of a puzzle-style game. Because the board, like I said, is scrolling, so you need to try to keep your test subjects. You're using them. You might kill them, you might not kill them, whatever. You're just using them to manipulate this cake. You essentially want your cake to stay on the part that's new, because you don't want it to scroll off the end. It gets incinerated. So you're trying to keep your cake back, and at the same time, going out of your way to destroy someone else's cake and killing their test subjects and stuff, but you got to be careful because you never want to get anyone's test subjects too low, because if you do that, then someone else might kill them off and then win the game. So you have to be very cautious. And you also want your own test subjects kind of running towards the other edge, because having the majority there lets you activate a tile, or even if someone else activates it, and get the bonuses from that tile. And so I find that very intriguing. So the game can bog down a little bit maybe, because you're sitting there going, okay, what are the best moves I can make here? The cards keep things flowing, though. The game is going to end. It's never going to go on forever, because cards will incinerate cake. Cards will kill test subjects. The game will end. Players are going to be putting cake on the board, and eventually someone's going to end the game. And I like that. I think that using a card for a special ability that the card does and having that flip into a rule that affects everybody is a very brilliant concept. It works well for this game. The art is good. So if you go into it like, okay, I'm maneuvering my guys, probably running towards the end, but maybe not. I'll take this guy, run with cake. I can move a bunch of my guys together, or maybe just one and get the cards. And so there's these different things going back and forth. And I think it's an intriguing game. It's unique and different. It was not what I was expecting. The portals are there. See, my idea of Portal is it's all about the portals. The portals in this game are there, and they're useful, but they're not used all the time. They're not even used maybe 1/4 of the time. They're just coming to play occasionally. And that's fine. They're kind of part of the overall puzzle. I just expected the game to be all about the portals, and it's more of a minor thing. But still, certainly one I think you should check out. Even if you're not a fan of this video game series, which I'm not, it's a solid puzzle game, so check that out. If you are a fan of Portal, as far as I can tell, I think you'll be very happy trying out Portal, the Uncooperative Cake Acquisition Game. Cake! Dice Tower Judgment, cake! Oh, I mean, approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool Stuff, in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!